George Kilpatrick Inspiration for the Nation, celebrating people we feel good about. We are pleased to be joined once again by Lisa Alford. She's the executive director of ACR Health in the community. They provide health services to people in need, including those who are dealing with issues like HIV, et cetera. And agencies like ACR Health are really feeling the brunt of recent executive orders by President Trump. And Lisa's going to tell us about the impact of the potential impact of these executive orders, which potentially target those clients that they serve, and how they're trying to operate in that space. And then tell you how you can help support ACR Health with their annual AIDS Walk Run coming up the first Sunday in June. And Lisa, good to see you. Tell me about, first of all, what is the impact of the president's executive orders? There've been so many, and we're not going to get to specific HR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but in general, how has the agency been thinking about the ways in which the clients you serve may be impacted?
Well, George, thanks so much for interviewing me to share a little bit of information with the community about how it is impacting organizations like ours. And as you said, while I won't go into specifics of detailed numbered executive orders, many of the executive orders impact the very type of clients that we serve here at ACR and have served for over 40 years. Many of the executive orders have focused on things such as diversity, equity, and inclusion, also persons from the LGBTQ community, of which we serve many at the agency that we have here and have, as I mentioned, for over 40 years. What has occurred is that right now we haven't lost any funding, but we have really looked at all of our grants and looked at which ones may potentially be impacted by the executive orders that we have seen so far and the potential changes that may occur. And it certainly gives us a lot of concern, given that frequently these are communities that are already impacted by not having access or not being properly resourced and needing access to care and care in a manner that serves all of who they are, that also where they feel safe, where people feel it's provided in a non-stigmatized manner. So we are always focused on making sure that we provide services in such a way that people feel very comfortable coming to us, and they do. And we've got a housing programs that we're concerned about that are funded by Housing and Urban Development, some HUD funding that we're looking at. So we have funding that comes directly from the federal government. And we also have grants that come through the state government, but they are pass-throughs from the federal government. So when we've looked at and sort of analyzed what we're looking at, those are some of the programs, housing, some of the programs that deal specifically with women that we are concerned about, the women with HIV and persons with HIV services. Those are others that we're concerned about. And as I mentioned, these are already populations that the services are frequently under-resourced, underfunded, or people feel very uncomfortable getting services from every place. So we want to make sure that we can continue providing those services in ways in which meet the needs of people and that really are meeting people where they are to help them live healthy lives, because we all want healthy neighbors, we want healthy communities, and we want to be able to continue doing that. I would also add, George, I think the impact isn't just on the people we serve, it's also on the staff that
Yeah.
because our
Yeah.
staff is reflective of the community. So many of those populations or communities that we are serving are representative of the staff. So it provides additional anxiety for them, because what does that potentially say for potential, for jobs for them if the funding is potentially being cut? So that creates a lot of anxiety. And for some people, we don't want them to be discouraged from coming in or saying, well, it's going to be cut. I don't want to start a process. I don't want to start getting tested if this agency is going to be losing money. So it also is a situation whereby people who are wanting to come for services might be reluctant to come, being concerned about what that impact might be. So we don't want to discourage anyone from coming for testing and educational services.
But you wanted the community to know, and is it because you wanted us to know that your future services might be impacted and that you might need our support? Your point is what?
Our point is that we want the community to understand the impact of what these cuts might be to our community. A lot of times, for nonprofits, people don't realize the impact of these services until they are jeopardized or they are not there. We want people to understand this could impact your neighbor's housing. Someone that we're providing housing subsidy and support and case management for, someone who is HIV positive, and we're providing that type of case management and housing subsidy for. And we want people to understand that. We want you to understand that services that provide care and support and transportation for persons that are family members, that may be you. It may be that person who's actually listening to this, who may not realize the impact of what these services are. And we want you to understand what the impact is. These are real neighbors, family members, and many people who are actually themselves clients in the community. We want them to understand the impact of the loss of funding, potential loss of funding on agencies like ACR Health. And then, as you mentioned, we want to give them the opportunity to not only make sure if you know the impact of the services that we have, we want you to let other community members know so they understand. Community members, your elected officials, let them know the impact and what it means to you, these services, and how it can impact you if those services are no longer there.
Yeah, and again, it's not only HIV, but it's other services, other health services that you offer
Exactly,
to the community. What are some of those other services?
Some of those other services we have concerns about. We talked about HIV, but we talked about housing. We're really concerned about the housing program that we have for folks that are HIV positive, as well as young people. We have a housing program that works specifically with young people.
Yeah.
From 18 to 24 years of age, that not only helps them get housing, but helps them really prepare to live without the supports that we provide to them. We also want to make sure that people are aware of the impact on our harm reduction or substance use disorder services, that those could be impacted as well. Because again, those are the types of services that people may not think about, but we don't want to go back to situations where we've got high overdose rates because people aren't able to get access to Narcan and other supplies and syringe exchange services that we provide. We know the impact of giving the community Narcan, educating them on how to use it, and educating others in the community on how to use it so they can be there for someone if they unfortunately do have an overdose. So we don't want that. We don't want to go back to extremely high numbers. We want to educate the community on what that impact might be.
I mean, and it's really important. So you got the AIDS Walk Run coming. Lisa Alford is the executive director of ACR Health. You got the AIDS Walk Run coming up. What is the date of this year's 33rd annual AIDS Walk Run?
Okay, we are back again on June the 8th, and registration, you can register now online, or you can register that day, but we prefer to have you register online, so that helps us to be a bit more planful. The registration for participation is $45, and you can even do it virtually. So people can support them if they're not even in the area or they can't make it out that Sunday morning. The virtual race is $40. And you can still support us that way. Some of us walk, like myself. Some folks run the race. So we really want to get folks to come out and support us on that day. We've got a couple of other activities that are actually going on. We've also going to be having a champagne reception for the last day of a wonderful play called Fun Home that's at the Red House Art Center. And that's going to be on Sunday, June 1st, so the week before the walk. The tickets for that last showing of that are $60 and can be purchased on our website. So if you want to attend the champagne reception, you'll have to get the tickets through our website for that. So that's another activity and another way you can support ACR Health.
And all right, so June 8th for the walk run. At
Yes.
Onondaga Lake Park again this
Onondaga Lake
year.
Park again. Yes.
Signing up at the Willow Bay area is if I'm assuming it's all the same as last year.
It's all the same as last year. And as I said, you can go to our website now, www.acrhealth.org, and sign up now online. You can create a team. We want to get as many teams as possible to participate with us. And, it's always fun when you do things together. And similar to what we do at ACR Health, we know we heal in community. And we also get things done in community. So we come out and walk with us, have some dialogue, learn more about the services that we provide here at ACR Health, because we know we do all of the work we do better together. We don't do any of this in isolation.
And you go from like Willow Bay all the way to, I want to say the front, like to the Onondaga Lake Park entrance, the other side of it, if you will.
Yes.
It's about how many? It's about 3.5 mile walk or something.
It's a 5K. I think we've got
5K. 5K.
Yeah, 5K.
5K. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I'm transferring to mileage, but it's 5K.
Yes.
And you go and you turn around and
yes.
I know I walked it last year. My frat brother, two frat brothers.
Yes, I appreciate the Brothers of Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
Yes,
who have come out the past several years. We even had one of your part of your leadership from Rochester who came.
Right,
so he'll join us again.
Actually came in from Buffalo, believe it or not.
Oh, Buffalo. Wow, that's even farther away. So I appreciate that.
Came in from Buffalo. So put the call out for the D9. There you go.
We want the D9 support. We want the D9 to come out and support. As you know, I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So we want all the sororities and fraternities, other organizations, the Masonic lodges, Eastern Stars to come out. I think we've got one of the Eastern Star group. Actually, I think we've got a team coming from them. So we want to make sure we have as much support from as many groups. And we know families can do this together. That's another opportunity to not only teach young people about, giving back to their community and having an impact at an early age. So this is a great opportunity for families to do something together on a Sunday morning and to get a little exercise and to learn more about our community and support ACR Health.
And so the registration, whether it's virtual or virtual or in person, is going to be $40 per person.
Well, the $40 is for the virtual race.
Oh,
in person is $45.
$45 in person. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. And by the way, a 5K is the equivalent of 3.1 miles. Just in case.
Now we know.
In case people wanted to do their own little, So you're going for a 5K, but it's 3.1 miles. If you want to look at it another way, so get your comfortable. If you're gonna run, get trained, and if you want to get your comfortable shoes
training
on.
now.
And the thing is, if it's Onondaga Lake Park, so it's all straight.
Yes.
So you're not going up any hills.
Even you don't have to worry about potholes or anything like that.
And some people do run to win. Yes. So support ACR Health and the work that they do in the community. You've been doing it. This walk is, again, 33 years old this year. And do it for me because my birthday is June 10th. So there you go.
Okay. Do it for George. Who do we do it? We're doing it for George.
Sign up and acrhealth.org for all of the events and the work that they're doing in the community. Lisa, I know that we started talking about the executive orders and the walk run, but in general, in the community, we just have to continue to be observant around particularly HIV, AIDS, and all of that. Even though we're doing well and better, we still have to be concerned.
We do, and because there are some communities that aren't doing as well within our communities. And so,
would you just say that again? I had a little delay here.
There are some groups within our community that the numbers aren't doing as well. We certainly saw a change during the pandemic in some communities, and so with some groups, we want to make sure that we, improve those numbers, that we continue to have access. And I think we have to be really focused on. There's some organizations in our community that really no one else does a lot of what they do, and ACR Health happens to be one of those organizations. We're serving some groups that really no one else serves the way in which we serve those particular communities. And we want to make sure that everyone in our community has access to services that help them overcome barriers and help them live their best healthy life. I think all of us really can agree on that. We may differ about other things, but that's something that everyone should agree upon. And so, we really wanted to help the community understand the impact. And that's why I said, folks who receive services or have received services in the past. I'll share with you. I got an email about a week ago from a gentleman who it was one of the best emails I'd seen, a testimonial. He talked about how as a young person he'd received support and services through our Q Center, and he wanted us to know the impact of those services on him. And now he's working in higher education and has the opportunity and is giving back to young people now what was poured into him. And he talked about if he had no direction as a young person, didn't have any idea of what he wanted to do with his life, and how if he believes that if he had not had that experience in a safe place that was affirming to him, he doesn't know or doesn't believe that he would be where he is now. And he was so grateful to the service, and he wanted us to know about that. And there's so many other testimonials about that, like that.
And I can say I'm also challenging our faith communities. We can't put our head in the sand about how folks are living their lives. We have to provide them with the support and services that they need. So acrhealth.org, June 8th is the AIDS Walk Run. June 1st is the champagne reception for the play at the Red House. What's the name of it again?
Fun Home is the play.
All right. And so check it out, acrhealth.org. Lisa, thanks for joining us. Always good to see you.
Okay. Thank you again, George.
Inspiration for the Nation.